Good evening, Speed Gaming fans, to the Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament. This is the losers round 5 between ShinyZeni and LynxX Unlimited. This is a huge match, really exciting, and joining me today right now in the comms booth, my name is Eddie, is Sportsondo. Sportsondo, how are you doing?
What is up, everybody? If there's anybody here more hyped than me, it is Eddie. This is going to be a great one.
For, like I told you in the in the little booth we were in before going on to comms right now, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous because this match, it means so much. The winner of this match will be going on to play Oats in the losers round 6. This is kind of where you get to the point where you're going to start playing best of 3s after this match. But there's also just a huge jump in prize money, because this is kind of where we're getting to the point where we're getting 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. There's just so much at stake here, and I just wish both players can move on, but you know, that's just not how it works. Someone has to go home today.
Yeah, this is a berth into the final 4. So you're going to see these are 2 of the top runners in this community in Lynx and ShinyZeni. Zeni having a 41-22 good, or 41-24 good for 5th all time. Lynx with a 41-52 good for 9th all time. This really should be a strong race by both of our runners.
Yeah, and I've got to tell you, Zeni, although does currently have the better PB, I think a 41-24, as you said, but you know, Lynx is, I think, very much due to get that 41-3x. I think he's going to be pushing for it. He's on pace all the time. So I do. It's easy to look at one's run and say like, oh yeah, Zeni's like 20 seconds better than Lynx. I think it might be a little bit closer to that, because Lynx really has shown that he has consistency, and he's shown that maybe he hasn't hit the PB pace that he wants. Oh,
Zeni just missing the 47, and then unfortunately getting steamed on the side of that elevator there.
Yeah, that's I mean, Zeni got there so quickly, so even though he, you know, didn't get up the elevator several times, still gets the 44. Honestly, that's not really that bad. I think the worst situation that can happen is you get steamed like right away and you fall all the way down the elevator, but Zeni able to make it across 44, a few seconds behind at this point, but it's not really that big of a deal. We still have a lot of Super Metroid to play. Yeah. So I gotta say, when it comes to a match like this, there's skill between the 2 players, which both players have a lot of, but I also think there's nerves, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I've talked to enough top-level runners doing post-game commentary. There are nerves at every level, and it doesn't matter who you're racing. Even in my race with Zeni, he and I have chatted, and he was nervous in our race. The nerves happen at every level. And I think it's heightened when you're near somebody of equal skill, because you know that your next mistake might set you back quite a ways. I don't know if either of our runners are watching the other restream, but that could either be a benefit or a curse, depending on how much they get behind and maybe clutch the controller just a little bit tighter, maybe do some inputs that they don't normally do out of nerves. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they stay calm, breathe, and how they get through some of the more technical parts of this game.
Yeah. I mean, we saw recently in a match between that Oats had, was able to perform really, really well, getting that 41 in the match, currently the best time. One of the things that he mentioned before the race started, he just kind of sat there, meditated a little bit. It's something that Cutie did in a previous match, and he kind of took that advice to heart. And he said that really kind of like calmed him down for the race. I feel like there's something to be said about kind of getting in the zone, trying to free yourself of any distractions, because honestly, these runners are both capable of just busting out an insane time in this race. So I feel like it's kind of like a battle with yourself to just kind of perform the way that you know that you can.
Yeah, and it's tough because there are just certain rooms that you're really torn between taking the absolute fastest strats and trying to make sure you're doing them safely. There are going to be a handful of rooms that you just got to make sure that you get the correct inputs at the right times, or else it could be disastrous for either of our runners.
All right, so here we go. We got the pit room, the climb, the parlor. It's interesting. These two players actually play all these rooms very different. Lynx not going for any sort of pit boost, and Lynx also goes for the ledge grab climb up here, whereas Zeni just flies up the wall. Zeni, I believe, has the world record for the bombs RTA time. So if you're talking about early game, right here, I mean, Zeni, even with the series, looks like he's already kind of gaining a little bit of time on Lynx. Going with that right side parlor, Lynx does a few compromises at the cost of 10 20 frames here and there, and it looks like Zeni just speeding through this early game, taking a little bit of lead right off the bat.
Yeah, and part of that for both of our runners is just sheer volume of runs, sheer number of times they've executed this section. It can be difficult for just about every runner, but the more you do it, the better you get. And at the top level, they've done it thousands and thousands of times.
All right, here we go. We got Bomb Chorizo, first set of little RNG in the game. Hopefully both players want to get this one round here, but depending on the drops...
Well, that's good for Zeni.
Spread. That's not going to be a 2-round for Lynx. Or 1 round, sorry. Okay,
yeah,
but
that's a rough set. That's a rough setback. That's if you get Bomb Chorizo to shoot the orbs out in the second round, that's about a 4-second loss you're looking at.
Yep. Okay. So, Zeni definitely pulling ahead in this early game. I would say that this is definitely, the strongest part of Zeni's run. Interesting to note that Zeni is not typically known as an any % player. He's made big strides in 100%. He's made big strides in RBO. He didn't even want to run 80%. Just the other day, I was on his stream and he was yelling at me for forcing him to play this play this category. So, but what that does mean is his early game may be slightly disproportionately stronger compared to some of his other the other parts of the later game, because he's got so much experience doing this exact thing over and over again right here.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. This is going to be slightly irrelevant, but it really is. Zeni is the world record holder at 100% at 112.53. Now, Lynx had been grinding 100% before this tournament as well with a 114.45. Now, that's good for 6th all time, but 100% grinding, and especially having the world record, tells you can keep up your concentration, you can keep up your focus for much longer than you need to in any percent.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 3 people in the world that have a 112, and that is Zost, Behemoth, and Zeni. So, yeah, Zeni, no stranger to being an absolute monster at this game. I didn't quite get to see if Lynx went for the Doppler on the early Superstore, but Zeni going ahead and doing the 2 angle shots on the door. I feel like in a race setting, there's certain strats like that where you're gonna nail it every single time in a PB attempt, and you're not gonna think twice of it. But the consequences of missing a missile on that door is pretty dire, especially in a race like this. But Zeni going ahead and doing something like that just kind of goes to show he's just trying to play his game right now. And,
it did happen in Oates' last match with Sloters. Oates did miss one of those Dopplers, so it's kind of feast or famine, because you can save, I think, at least 30 frames, if not 40 frames, if you get that Dopplering just right, which is nearly 2/3 of a second there. And at this level, every little bit is going to add up.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. We've already seen one little compromise that Zeni made. I think at this point, it's not so much a compromise as it is just a race strat, but not going for the Kago in the previous room, the Decora room, which can save you somewhere in the realm of 10, 15 frames, but it does cost you 10 HP. And, there's certain strats that it's probably not worth just saving the 10 HP. At the risk of potentially dying.
Yeah, Zeni got the boost, but stood up on the top, which means if he ran through, he was going to hit that mini hopper. So he just went ahead and got the missile, got the health back, got back to full.
Yeah, you don't want to take a hit from that mini hopper. That's going to set you up pretty poorly for the Phantoon fight. But here we go. We got Red Tower coming up. Good Red Tower. Lynx is going to take it a little bit more conservatively. Doesn't go for that quick cycle on the first Ripper. Yeah, both players playing excellently, and there we go. Lynx doing a little Red Tower farm, got 2 farms out of that, so he's gonna have slightly better resources than Zeni going into this Phantoon fight, and that can make a difference.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the question we might be asking ourselves here in about 30, 45 minutes, or, well, not 45, hopefully, but in about 30 minutes or so, we're going to be asking ourselves, did Lynx take too many safeties, or did those safeties pay off?
Yeah. I definitely want to point out that Lynx, for the longest time, I think even when he got his first 41, actually just mained that Red Tower strat. He actually did not quit doing that the Hellway farming strat for quite a long time, so I think he's very comfortable with it, and it does just make a lot of sense in a race.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think that we're talking like maybe a full second tops on the difference in some of these strategies. If we talk about doing strategy A or strategy B, we're often talking about a second or less difference.
Yep. Okay. Sforzando, we got the moat. That's a CWJ attempt for Zeni. It's the longest 7 seconds.
Oh, Zeni gets it, but no CWJ for Lynx, so that automatically sets him back about 2 seconds.
All right, so can Lynx get this HBJ? Oh! Press right just at the very end. I think he kind of jumped the gun there. He had it, but I think he accidentally pressed right. But you know, can you just get this back up real quick? Okay, Lynx does. One dip in the moat. That can be fixed by Phantoon. But yeah, Sforzando, I want to point out that Zeni's missile count is actually quite low. If he gets a fast pattern and doesn't get the missiles from Phantoon, he may not be able to get a 2-round here.
Yeah, so usually you want 2, 2, and 6 on the cycles, and you'll need 10 to start with. I think he either didn't get a drop he wanted or used 2 extra missiles somewhere else. I didn't quite pick up on that. Usually you'll have 10 at this point. Ideally, you want 12.
Yeah, and Lynx with the Hellway farm has a little bit of extra health. It has some extra missiles here, but here we go. We're going to have to see what sort of pattern that Phantoon gives. No fast. Will it be the mid? No, it's a slow for Zeni.
All right, so here we go on Lynx's side, too.
Nice stop for Zeni.
Yeah, I got the 6. That's what you want. You want that 6.
Okay, slow fast. Good 2-round for Zeni. All right, so here we go. Is it going to be the mid? No, Lynx also getting the slow here.
All right, so even to keep pace now, Lynx is going to need a fast right here.
Oh, Lynx with almost certainly the slow here.
Yeah, so, I think it's a 0.24% chance to be mid. So if you get that left side and it's not fast, it's an extreme likelihood that it is slow.
Yes. Oh no! Lynx not getting the super out, so this is going to be a 3-round Phantoon.
I'll pray for a mid, everybody, right here.
Oh no, the slow punish. So this is a slow for Lynx. So just Lynx definitely falling kind of far behind. You know, we're going to have to see what happens coming up. We got the attic coming up for Zeni, but you know, in some ways, if you kind of fall behind like this, I almost feel like maybe your nerves sort of go away a little bit because you know you're just kind of have to play that makeup versus you know, a very strong player. So you kind of maybe have this like nothing to lose mindset. But yeah, Zeni is definitely pulling that here. Perfect attic strat. Zeni not skipping a beat at all whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely. I think the nerves I can't speak specifically. I just know that maybe if you missed Moat, you start clutching a little bit because Phantoon's the one time that's like, okay, let me just get it right, and then I can breathe through the rest of this and just kind of regain your composure. But then for Phantoon to be rough, it just compounds and compounds. I think you're right. At this point, there's not much to say, okay, I can't do X, Y, and Z to make up all of that time. I can only stay focused, play my game, just wait for Zeni to make a mistake if he does at all.
Yes, for sure. All right, so we're going to have to Zeni get through this bowling real quick. Lynx is flying up that attic. Now, Lynx is not playing poorly by, you know, any stretch of the imagination. His moat, you know, he took one little fall in the moat. You know, maybe even though he's made some missteps, he is recovering quickly. So it's not like he's bleeding serious amounts of time just off of like mistakes. But against a player like Zeni, you do have to play clean because Zeni's not going to give you an inch at all. In a race setting, especially.
No, and I've mentioned this a few different times now throughout this tournament. Zeni is one of the creators of a lot of the guides that you will see on YouTube or otherwise. And so Zeni not only knows optimal strats, he knows backup strats, he knows backups to backup strats. Zeni is pretty locked in as far as how the game works and the intricacies, especially in this route.
Yeah, and Sforzando, 1323 grab, if I saw that correctly. I mean, you put any runner next to what Zeni is doing right now, and they're not gonna look good. Almost certainly not gonna look good because Zeni's just playing very, very cleanly at this point. But, you know, there's a lot of Super Metroid left to go. We haven't even gotten to some of the hardest parts of the game yet.
No, this is sort of that breather time you get now. Now we're in kind of item collection mode. We're going through one of the sections of the game that's safer, less risk of dying, but the individual tricks themselves could set you back a little bit here and a little bit there if you're just kind of getting into that false sense of security.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Zeni doing a double farm here. Wants to have 10 supers coming out. I would imagine that if he was going for like a PB pace, he would probably skip that farm. But I think in a race setting, it just makes sense to just kind of ensure that you have the guaranteed supers, because sometimes you can get to that speed booster farm and you sit there and you just farm and farm and you just get no supers. But these cacks will at least guarantee those supers.
Yeah, you definitely don't really want to take any risks. You may see a sizable lead, but you definitely don't want to take any risks because we're talking, there are things where maybe Ridley doesn't go as well. Maybe you don't land as many X factors on Ridley. Maybe getting out of your Wasteland escape or your 3 years is rough, or you happen to accidentally launch Kraid DLC, or you happen to not get your sparks on Dragon. There's so many things that can set you back that can make this seemingly insurmountable lead completely recoverable. And then there's Tourian.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's just so many ways that the run can just be over. So it's not, it is far, far from over. There's so much left to be played. I mean, the run just over 40 minutes and we're only 15 minutes in.
Yeah, it looks like we've got good resources on both sides. Like the missile count for, I mean, Zeni's missile count is fine. It'll come up. Supers are good both sides. Power bomb's good both sides. I'm liking where this is going for both of our runners.
Yeah, it's important to note that, you know, although Zeni does have a pretty sizable lead at this point, Lynx can't just kind of give up and just kind of go slow and play like super safe, because if Lynx loses more time, that means that Zeni could take additional safeties, you know, because this is a race setting. It's not about just like how fast can Zeni get on the ship from this point on. It's can Zeni beat Lynx. So if Lynx goes too slowly, I mean, that might be an extra missile pack, that might be an extra E-tank, primarily, right? So you just,
yeah, definitely. If you're gonna have time to grab either Ridley tank is probably a 12-second loss or so between door transitions and item fanfare.
Yeah, exactly. I do suspect, given what's kind of happened, what's transpired, if Zeni can maintain this lead, I have to imagine he's just going to grab the Ridley tank, because you just don't want to lose your run at lower Norfair leaving. That's one of the most dangerous parts of the game. Even if you have full HP, with the lead like this, I think it just makes sense to grab the E-tank if he can maintain it.
Well, it's not only that, it's also going to give you Mother Brain protection. We've seen a good number of top-level runners lose out to the Mother Brain 2 fight, so there's never any insurances unless you actually go out of your way to get them. So I think that's going to be a good reason for at least Zeni to grab it as an incentive. Lynx at this point, yeah, might be skipping that tank just to make up that time. Yeah, and who knows what other safeties will go out the window.
Yeah, so Sforzando, I definitely think this might be a situation. Lynx is a strong advocate of not grabbing the wave missiles. And I think he does, although that being said, he does understand that in a race setting, most cases, it's probably ridiculous not to grab it. This might be a situation where I think Lynx is going to go ahead and skip those wave missiles as he can, because he needs to save that time. Zeni, I think, will almost never skip those wave missiles at all. He doesn't even do it for PB attempts, so that could be potentially a way Lynx can save up, make up 5 seconds or so.
I mean, this could be my, smooth brain ranking time here, but I always feel like, what is wave missiles? Fanfare? I mean, one fanfare short at this point can still get you a 40. So,
all right, that was a very good, solid bubble mountain for Zeni. Picking up some extra farm, 8 supers and entering, oh my god, 10 supers. So Zeni fully capped out. I mean, he could do a 0 farm strat leaving the speed booster. You could even debate that maybe he could have just done a strat where he doesn't farm, entering the hallway.
I'm a little torn on that missile count, just because, I mean, if you get wave missiles, that's fine. That's going to bring you to 11. I kind of would like to see 12 or more, just with the way the 3 missiles work on doing Ridley missiles 3 at a time. But I mean, I guess that's something that maybe doesn't concern Zeni or other higher level runners. I just know you like to see a good bit of missiles on that fight, but that's me.
Yeah, it does change a little bit with the X Factor strats. Nice, it does get that nice little missile refill. Doesn't get the extra super though, so that's kind of what he was looking for, but that's fine. 9 supers is great. I think typically for the X Factor strats, you want to have at least 6 missiles. And that'll kind of ensure that you can do the nice little opening with the 6 missiles, 1 super into the X Factors. I don't really know if Zeni always uses all of his missiles on the Ridley fight. Sometimes you get in situations where you don't really get the chance to use it because of the nature of how X Factor works. If you get into a situation where you just do a bunch of charge shots and don't have a pogo, but you know, we're gonna see Zeni does have 19 missiles now, so his counts are looking quite good. Lynx is gonna have to maybe do a 2 farm and get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, those count. Yeah, you're definitely gonna. Oh no, no supers, no supers on 2 farms. Ouch.
Yeah, so that was definitely kind of a 2 farm and get out of here situation. You just can't bleed that much time against a runner like Zeni. But unfortunately, Lynx getting no supers on those last 2 farms leaving.
Yeah, and he's got to burn 2 on double chamber and on wave. He might go single. He's going to go single missile here, which is fine. You probably don't want to single missile the last door unless it's absolutely desperate because of the lag it generates. But now we're going to basically be relying on metal pirates for super missile RNG.
All right, Spore. So Lynx grabs those wave missiles, but here we go. We got the lava spark.
This is going to save 8 seconds if you hit it as opposed to gravity jumping.
Okay, Zeni gets the lava spark. So there we go. That's a nerve-wracking trick in this route. I mean, you missed the lava spark, and you need to play LN perfectly, or you're dead. That's what that means.
There's a difference between not getting the actual spark and then missing the spark. Missing the spark costs you health, and then you have to gravity jump. And that's why we angle spark on there and not straight up and down spark, because I think Zeni was just off. But that angle spark pulls you to the right, probably a couple pixels, just enough to get you over there.
Okay, Spore, we got the blood pumping, the LN music. This place is so dangerous. Zeni going ahead and getting that top shelf player spark. We got the lava spark coming up for Lynx, and we have worst room in the game for Zeni. All very important rooms.
Always got to reset.
Okay, Lynx gets the lava spark. Zeni not getting the ledge grab right off the bat, just resets the room right off the bat.
Oh no! He walks off again.
He's gonna reset again.
So you don't want to run. You want to run where you get a good solid jump, but you don't want to run too far because Speed Booster has this nice little caveat that lowers your height jumps. That takes too long for me to explain. But you got to get that jump kind of just right to help reduce the lag. And if you go too far, you're going to short it and take some damage. That's the last thing you want to do.
Okay, Zeni, I have to imagine the nerves are there, especially if you miss it twice. But Zeni getting through that worst room in the game, that had to have calmed him down a little bit. So here we go, Lynx with the top shelf, or the bottom shelf, so he's going to save a little bit of health right there. And Zeni's so far looking like he's got that spark, looking like he's in good position. Let's see if Lynx can get through this worst room in the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a little lag for Lynx.
Lynx!
Got it! Oh no, he didn't!
Lynx is resetting the room. Lynx is resetting the room. He could have attempted a back up there. I don't think he wanted to. So Lynx in a really dangerous spot here.
Another low power bomb's going to generate some lag up at the top. He had the double jump there, and I think he pushed himself a little too high up, and he bonked. Got a good recovery, just could not get that second wall jump in there.
All right, so Zeni cruising through, played the LN so flawlessly. After that worst room in the game situation, Lynx really doesn't want to take him out additional damage, and he really needs to get this Shine Spark to get the health potentially.
And he's still at 5 supers. That's the other downside to taking damage in lower Norfair when you're low on supers, because now you're going to need both supers and health, and if you short one, it's going to cost you in the Ridley fight.
Yep, okay, so I gotta point out, Zeni's resources, perfect after the Metal Pirates. That's exactly what he's looking for. If he gets 1, 2, oh my god, this is exactly what, it's his dream scenario for this Ridley fight. We're gonna have to see how the X Factors works and see if Lynx can get through this wasteland. That's not okay. That's a 2 X Factor strat. 1 X Factor. Lynx, Zeni accidentally cycled through his power bombs, so he's gonna have to go with 1 X Factor and go. Didn't take any additional damage, so he's gonna be fine. But that's gonna be a little bit of time loss for him.
Yeah, and he's going to have to learn how to count really high, as he went ahead and burned all the supers, which gives you the advantage of helping to ensure that you get them, but then you got to count basically to 29. 29 charge beam shots from the time Ridley turns that lightish red. So you just got to keep that count high. For most people that do this on average, it's either 9 to 15. I'm not 100% sure I can count to 29 while trying to keep this Pelican off of me, but we're seeing Zeni having a good fight so far.
Yeah, Zeni being an excellent RBO runner, basically among the best in the world, does, I think, have a lot of experience with a red Ridley fight. So Zeni just, making short work of here. Lynx getting really good manipulations here on this Ridley. Really strong opener for Lynx.
Yeah, definitely managing to keep him in that, not like that hover sort of mode. There's a flow chart for how Ridley determines what to do next, so it's very good to see the manipulation strong there. Some people like to actually manipulate into the pogos as it's more predictable, but definitely either way, that was a solid start for Lynx.
Yep. Oh, Zeni is not getting the Ridley E-Tank. He's going. So here we go with 240 HP. I mean, you could grab the Ridley E-Tank, but there is something to be said about just having confidence in your ability to get out when you have resources like this. And if you don't have the confidence to just get out with the best resources in your typical run, like, that's kind of what you need to win this tournament. So I think Zeni, just having full confidence and ability to get out with 238 HP, is going to opt to skip the Ridley E-Tank, even though he does have this lead on Lynx.
Yeah, I think getting out here... Oh, did not get the bump. Don't get a second one. Okay, good. Good manip,
okay.
Or not manip, but luck on the Disgiga for doing the high jump there. 2 hits there could be kind of disastrous.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a time loss, but if he took 2 hits, as you said, he would be in a pretty sketchy spot. I mean, his health is still good, but it does kind of depend. I don't know if this manipulation is going to work out for him. Let's see. Yes, okay, so Zeni, 191 HP, getting through the pirate shaft, the key hunter shaft, is one of the most dangerous parts of this LN escape, but getting through that cleanly with 191 HP, Zeni should be completely fine, unless something just... The 191 HP, Zeni is confident that he can get out of here.
There you go, end of
so
sentence.
Far, and Lynx so far is definitely playing quite solid with 108 HP. He's going to have to get this manip as well.
Oh, that looks good.
All right. I definitely did not want to curse Zeni. For those who remember, in the qualifier number 8, I believe it was the 8th one, Zeni did actually take an unfortunate death in that one. But coming back when it matters, this is when it matters in the bracket stage, crushing that LN escape and really just showing how it's done. Zeni is putting on a clinic right now.
Yeah, taking all of those saved frames there, doing the unmorph down back to get out of that little section of Bubble Mountain there. It's just little things that you do to save some time.
Right, Lynx taking a little hit in the 3 Musketeers, but also having great health, having done the key hunter shaft just fine, is going to be perfectly fine here. Now, Zeni has a solid lead, but Sforzando, we have Kraid coming up, which I assume is going to be, it's not the most difficult section, but after that, we also have the Meridia section. There's still a lot of dangerous Super Metroid to be played at this one. You can't breathe until you land on the ship in this game.
I've seen the world record holder bring out the DLC, so I think nothing is safe.
Nobody is safe from the clutches of Super Metroid. The clutches of Deer Force. Deer Force will get you no matter who you are. I'm sorry, Zost. It was Sforzando. It wasn't me.
Sorry, let's keep his name out of his mouth. Like,
all right, so here we go. We got Zeni doing some lag reduction strats. We have Lynx entering the Kraid lair as well. And here we go. Kraid quick kill coming right up.
Got it. Solid.
And I've got to say, both players' resources looking pretty fine. Zeni's got perfect resources, essentially. The 3 power bombs, it's whatever. He's fine. But Lynx should be fine as well.
I'd like to see maybe 2-ish super drops, if not more, from Kraid, because that mini Kraid is going to give him 4. He's going to burn 3 here, so be down to 3. Wants to get probably 9 or so coming out of Kraid's lair.
Yes. I mean, it's very possible that Lynx can get kind of scammed here by Kraid. Expected, I would say he should be fine, but here we go. Nice Kraid quick kill. And commentator's curse. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Not only that, I mean, if you're at this level, you probably know some of the missile backup strats on Phantoon anyway. So if you happen to be in a pinch and you know those missile strats, you just switch to those and save, 3 for every one. You don't want to burn all your missiles, but if you had to burn 3 or 6, it's not the end of the world.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, Zeni with 3 power bombs. I don't believe he goes for any double X strats on either Phantoon or Dragon. So 3 is going to be fine. He's going to use 1 to kind of get into this Phantoon area. We'll use 1 on Phantoon itself and then 1 on Dragon. So at this point, he's completely fine on resources. And Lynx basically perfect resources aside from the 1 missing super.
Yeah, and like I said, I think he's going to ultimately be all right, because even then, you might need a little luck if you don't use missile strats. You want maybe Phantoon to drop 3 or more supers. At that point, it's to be down to 1 if he used nothing but supers.
Yep, all right, so we got Zeni entering Norwood's lair as recent memes in Zeni and Notes' chat, but here we go. This is kind of the point where there's a lot of big tricks coming up, and it starts right here with this Phantoon fight.
Oh, missed the super. Oh, no,
okay,
he didn't.
nice
I missed the
backup.
flash. Okay,
he did miss one. He did miss one, but it was okay. He just made up for it, got 1 extra shot in. That does cost him a super, so his super count is not that great here.
Yahtzee.
Zeni needs 1 more pack of missiles, and then he has just enough to kind of get through the fight. It'd be interesting to see if with his lead he considers just farming here. No, he's just gonna go. Yeah, 17 missiles, 2 supers. That's going to be enough. He's got to use 1 on this green door coming up, and he wants to use 1 on the door as well. That's a full healthy for Zeni.
At 17 missiles, he's definitely going to need to make sure his first spark placement is perfect, because he's got an extra 2. There's an extra farm on the Metroid, so 19 is good. You're going to burn 9 missiles on turrets here in this next room. It's going to give him 10 to work with. That's plenty, because I think 10 is probably the maximum. As we got double Yahtzee. I think you can use a maximum of 10 missiles in the process of loading the second spark.
All right, so we're gonna have to see. Zeni's gonna have to unload 5-6 missiles, assuming he gets a good opener here. But this is definitely a point where you can lose the time. This Dragon fight, it's tough. It's tough. Let's see. That opener looked good. All right.
And that's the right pattern you want to. Just that double swoop is what you want there. If you know how to do that perfectly. First try spike suit. My goodness, this is a clinic right now.
Zeni is playing so well right now. Oh, look at those supers. That's kind of what you want to see. Leaving here with Zeni's 265 health. He's going to lose some of it with this spark across the Coliseum, but Zeni not giving an inch to Lynx, just pulling ahead.
No, and Lynx hanging in there, though. I mean, I think we're just this fight behind, which is in the 40, 45 second-ish neighborhood, depending on how this goes for Lynx, of course.
All right, let's see this opener for Lynx. That looked good.
Yeah.
I think it was good.
A little low, but yeah, maybe his color on his monitor is a little different.
Okay, not the best pattern for Lynx, but this should be a 2-round. There we go.
Extra missile for good measure.
Lynx is out of here. Bomb jump, 231 health, 3 supers. That's good. That's good for a blue bomb jump escape. Well played by Lynx.
Right
now,
on
I've got to say, Lynx is absolutely playing really, really good here. Lynx is doing everything right, maybe making a few missteps, but Zeni is playing like a world-class Super Metroid player, not making a single misstep, I've got to say.
Yeah, I think both of our players have played solid. The only difference right now is Lynx fell in the moat. And a little bit of a rougher Phantoon. That's really been the difference between these 2 runners.
All right, so, oh man, both of these players with pretty solid resources. Lynx, not having perfect resources. Zeni's looking absolutely amazing, but Lynx's resources on it, especially with that health that he just got right there, these are looking solid. I would say it's not the best, but this is kind of like par for the course when it comes to PRKD.
You think he takes the bug farm right here? The power bomb for 3 drops?
I feel like you just got to. I mean, I know Lynx is behind, but that farm is just really quick, and getting the extra super, getting the extra health is pretty nice.
Good
Lynx is
I thought he shorted that for a second, but he got it.
yeah. Yeah, here we go. Lynx is going to grab this farm. Lynx is one that typically does not like taking farms. He'll often come into my chat and look at me when I grab a farm that I don't need. He gets disappointed. But I mean, in a race setting, I think it just makes sense. If it costs just a few frames to get that extra security to get through Tourian, I think that's very important.
Yeah, that was interesting because he got 2 supers and a missile on that, no health. So maybe some green pirate farming like Zeni just did, maybe to bring that health up just a little bit. I'd like to see it like maybe 150, just because if you do gather strats, that could be a quick drain on your health.
Yep, and yeah, I mean, this is a really strong pace for Zeni. Entering, got a few extra. I think he got like a super or two from the little green pirate farm. Heading down to G4. Those guys usually don't really hook you up ever, but yeah. It's
I'm really hoping to see some flight strats in Metroid 3.
Yeah. You don't really know what happens until you get through Tourian. I mean, Tourian, Mother Brain, we've seen it all. We've seen it all in this tournament. This is kind of the last part that these runners have to get through to really feel like maybe they're going to actually finish this run.
Yeah, I think
it's not over yet.
The one thing we have not seen is we have not seen the baby hug of death. So
no, we haven't seen that one yet. All right, but here we go. First up, we got Zeni entering Metroid Room 1 with 218 health. He should be safe from any sort of crazy situation in M1. But here we go. Good drag.
Oh, still got one, but that's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. That's not what you want to happen, but in the end, he's fine. Some missteps here in the Tourian section. All right. Zeni's resources are looking absolutely amazing at this point. We're gonna have to see how he approaches this.
Still doing this 2 gather strat. Not quite taking flight with the 3 supers per, probably for safety.
I wonder if he just missiles here, even though like it's almost certain you're gonna be fine. Oh no, he doesn't, and not only that. Okay, he double supers there, so Zeni should be fine. I don't know if he has the perfect run speed for this D-boost here, but yeah, he gets it anyway. Now let's watch Lynx real quick until Zeni gets to that baby skip section. Excellent M1.
Awesome M1. Oh, not quite lined up the way he wanted on M2 there.
Good recovery though, good backup. Okay, we have the baby skip for Zeni.
This is going to be pretty big now, I think.
Good jump. He could 5 jump this. He's going to do an extra jump for safety. Okay, so Zeni really just wants to make sure he's extra safe. Did an extra jump. He almost certainly could have done it. Lynx going for the Rinka D boost in the M4, so has 20 more HP than Zeni as of right now. This is it. I wonder. It's kind of close. Yeah, I don't think Zeni's going to save here. Nothing like that in case of a double KO. But here we go. Zeni has to get through this entire section. Oh. Zeb skip. Okay, makes it through.
Okay, Lynx makes it through. It's gonna be a lot closer than not getting that baby skip. So it's gonna now come down to basically Zeni's fight with Mother Brain. Cannot take more than 53 energy worth of damage. That's basically 2 onion rings, no ketchup, but 1 French fry.
All we can do here is just hold our breath and see if Zeni can get through this fight. We have Lynx entering the MB1 section right here.
This is for all the marbles. The winner moves on, the loser goes home. Metaphorically, of course, they already are at home.
If Zeni can secure this fight, he almost certainly has this in the bag.
Yeah, Yeah, and we've seen a bit about how Mother Brain can be quite aggressive. If you watched Oats and Goats and Sloters last night, Oats had a fairly aggressive Mother Brain. So hoping for maybe a little less for Zeni here.
Oh my gosh, that was pretty scary. Zeni getting a scary pattern earlier. That's a dangerous one. That's a dangerous one. Zeni dodges it. Really, really strong dodge for Zeni.
I don't know that I've ever seen double onion ring ketchup. I've seen onion ring fry ketchup, but I don't know that I've seen double onion ring. That was a great dodge.
Oh my gosh, Zeni getting through that fight. I was literally asked by a fellow runner not too long ago if I've ever seen a double onion ring combo from Mother Brain in the ketchup phase. That might be the first time I've ever seen it, and that was extremely scary because you just don't really know where the ketchup's gonna come from. But Zeni clutching out the fight. Lynx clutching out this fight too. Quadruple onion ring.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I gotta say, these are some insane patterns coming off for both runners.
Mother Brain, can you calm down, please?
Lynx looks like he's got this under control. Gets through the Mother Brain 2 fight.
Good. Lynx is going to finish this run, and that is me. I mean, that's a huge deal. Step one, finish the run. Second, finish well, because finishing a run in Super Metroid is a pretty big deal at this level.
Sforzando. Zeni's looking like he's got a really clear lead in this. It's looking like his race to lose at this point. There's not much left that can go wrong, but it's not over until you get to the ship. And the winner of this match will go on to face Oats and Goats in the losers round 6 in the best of 3. But this match guaranteeing the players at least 4th place and what looks to be potentially a prize of $1,100 and $1,152. This match is worth a lot, and Zeni is looking like he is potentially going to take this home.
This is a lot of cheddar that they're playing for. A prize pool of over $14,000. We have had some generous donators for this Super Metroid tournament. It is one of the biggest prize pools I think SpeedGaming has had in quite some time.
Yes, absolutely. So we have the Mother Brain 3 fight for Zeni. Lynx will be up next on this Mother Brain 3 fight. Looking absolutely perfect so far. Oh, that was such a good fight for Zeni right there.
Yeah, it doesn't get too terribly much better than this. I think we're outside of the range for a 41, unfortunately, but it's going to be a very close, probably 42 1x, lowish 1x maybe.
Yeah, this is looking like a low 41, assuming everything else goes well. Sorry, low 42. I mean, Zeni putting out a statement right here. This is kind of like the time, you know, Oats might have rested easy if, you know, he saw Zeni get like a high 42 or something to secure this race. But this just goes to show we're at the final stages of the gold bracket in this tournament. There are no easy matches here. You have to play really, really well if you want to win. Otherwise, the other runner is not going to let up. Because Lynx, this is a very strong time in the tournament for Lynx, but Zeni potentially busting out this low 42 here. I mean, in a race setting, that's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, to think, like I said, I think the major difference is we're falling into the moat and having that rough Phantoon, because, I mean, that's just about the difference between these two runners right now.
Yep. All right, so Sforzando, here we go. Zeni getting up this parlor. Will he get the D-boost right here? Not quite, but nothing really standing in the way from him in victory but the steam.
And just the front steam gets the boost. Doesn't get the little glitched extra suits there, but GG's, get your GG's out to ShinyZeni. Get them in the chat, everybody. That is an official racetime.gg time of 42 minutes, 12 seconds. Awesome, awesome run.
Extremely good showing from Zeni. Lynx, you know, with the moat mishap, with the Phantoon slow, still looking like he's going to put up a 42. That is the mark of an incredible runner as well. It's just at this point of the stage, it's incredible runner versus incredible runner. And Lynx about to land on this ship, finishing with an official racetime.gg time of 42 minutes and 52 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat for the runner-up, Lynx.
My goodness, that's just a great run for both of our runners. I mean, I haven't even sniffed anywhere close to a 42 yet, so being able to see both of these guys do it in a race is just fantastic. It was definitely an honor to be able to cast this with you, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see if we can get some of the runners in here. I believe Zeni wants to get in here if possible.
Yeah, while we're waiting on Zeni, let's just go ahead and promote some of the things that are coming up tonight. That is going to be at midnight on Wednesday, or roughly about 3 hours from now. We are going to have a silver bracket matchup between White Mage Becky and MM2 Nest Cartridge. That is a winner's bracket round 5 match, I believe. So, I mean, you're getting close to the final 6 there as well. So that should be a good one. That's going to be tonight at midnight, right here on SpeedGaming Original, SpeedGaming Prime, as hockey calls it. And then, of course, we've got our best of 3 winners bracket gold bracket finals. So the winners bracket finals, not the grand finals, between Cutie and Zos. That is coming up tomorrow. 3 matches in a row, starting at 7 Eastern tomorrow night. You're not going to want to miss it.
All right, joining us today, right now, is the winner of today's match, ShinyZeni. Zeni, how you feeling? Give us some thoughts on the race, and yeah, give us some thoughts.
Well, I can't believe I choked series world record right out the gate. Just gonna say that. Apologies to my wife and kids who probably heard the blood-curdling scream coming from the basement when that happened. And what was that worst room in the game, man?
You both struggled with
man.
that one, though, so if it makes you feel any better, both of you had to reset the room at least once.
Okay, well, at least I didn't take any damage. Like, that's kind of how I kept myself calm there. But yeah, that was something else. It was a really solid run up until that happened.
Oh yeah,
And,
for sure.
Yeah, so, but yeah, all in all, you know, a low 42. I'm disappointed in the mistakes in the run, obviously, but generally happy with the time. I would have preferred a 41, but my Tourian definitely said no to that. So, but yeah, yeah, GG to Lynx. I'm guessing he's not joining. I don't think he joined yesterday with his race.
Yeah, I think he's gonna sit out for now. But
Okay.
I mean, Zeni, I've got to say, with this victory, you are going to be going up into losers round 6 to play Oats, and at this point on, it's going to be best of 3s. I've got to ask you, securing at least the minimum prize, I believe, at this page of $1,152, and playing a best of 3 at Oats to see if you can go further ahead. How are you feeling about your upcoming matches and just everything so far?
I mean, honestly, I'm really excited. The last time, I don't know if I've ever raced Oats in any percent, but if I have, it was a few years ago, and he knocked me out. No surprise there. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I mean, and as far as the prize money goes, I mean, I never expected to get anywhere near that joining this tournament in the first place. So, thank you so much to the contributors for the opportunity, you know, to compete for any amount of money, honestly. So
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm feeling good. Little nervous, obviously. I feel like I have more of a shot at beating Oats in a best of 3 than I would in a best of 1.
Oh, big statement.
We'll just have to see. You know,
yeah, well,
we'll just have to see.
Oats has been working on that meditation, so maybe
That's
steal
true.
a page out of his book and see if that helps you.
Yeah, that is true. I did some deep breathing before my match today, and it almost got me a series world record because you know, that was RNG manipulation right there for sure. So
yeah, maybe a different structure that helps you last longer than a minute and a half. That'll be good for you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Oats, prior to this match, rated the SpeedGaming 2 channel just to see, you know, who his next opponent was going to be. So, any sort of challenge to Oats, I know fuels him up. Both of you being so far in the bracket stages, the only ones to actually run a 41, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, this is going to be quite a match. I'm super excited to see what's going to be coming up ahead in this next round.
Yeah, me too, for sure. I don't know if you were asking me if I had any challenge statements for Oats.
Sure. If you do,
I really don't. I'm no Sloters here. I'm not gonna call him out. Anything with his goat pen and slope pen.
I was gonna go with the Zeni penny, but
the Zeni penny. Wow. Honestly, I have nothing but respect and admiration for Oats. We meme a lot. I make fun of him because he makes fun of me. Is kind of what it comes down to. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think it'll be a good match. And hopefully there's 3 races. I'm just gonna say it. Hopefully there's 3 races because I want it to be as hype as possible for everybody. So
looks like the wise play. No, trash talking Oats only fuels him up. So I think saying nice things about him is probably the correct play here. But yeah, Zeni, Spore, any questions that you have for Zeni right now?
Oh, no, Zeni and I have talked a lot. I got to race him earlier in this tournament. Just GG once again, and best of luck to you going forward.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Eddie for organizing the tournament. Thank you to SpeedGaming. Thank you for the opportunity. It's been really fun. I will admit I have been having a lot more fun with PRKD this time around than I did last time. So, so yeah, good stuff.
Awesome. Definitely glad to hear that, Zeni. All right. So, Spore, any final words that you want to say to the viewers before I close this out here?
Yeah, don't be afraid to give SpeedGaming and all of those channels a follow if you like seeing speedrun content and more Super Metroid content. This is the final week. I'm gonna miss this when it's done. The final week of the SGLive 2022 Super Metroid any percent tournament. The final races will end before or on October 2nd, so you want to stay tuned right here to see those. If you got big starry eyes and ambitions to join us in Super Metroid speedrunning, we have a Discord as well with practice ROMs and all kinds of friendly players that want to help out. Plenty of guides out there. If you want to join us, you are certainly welcome to come join us on our Discord. And thank you all, chat, once again for memeing it up, being here for us, and just to cheer on these 2 amazing runners. You guys are awesome, and I'm out, so take care, be excellent to each other.
And you know what? That was a good conclusion, so I will let you I'll let that be the conclusion here. So thank you so much for all the viewers. Tune in for the next few races. We got plenty coming up, but until then, we will see you next mission.